If starting your website re-platform or redesign is on your to-do list for 2024 and you just can't get started, don't hesitate. This is not one you can sleep on in 2024. Make sure you chat with the team at Convert Digital. They are a leading Shopify Plus partner with teams in Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane. Convert Digital have developed amazing sites for great e-commerce brands such as Camilla and Mark, Naked Harvest, Gander, Cocoa Black, 2XU, Superdry, and more. Don't take my word for it. Head on over to convertdigital.com.au to view their work or reach out directly to the team on hello@convertdigital.com.au.
Welcome to The Checkout. We catch up with previous Add to Cart guests and ask them 5 quick questions to get to know them better and leave you with a little extra inspiration to get through your Friday. Here's your host, Bushy.
Today's checkout features Dan Ferguson, Chief Marketing Officer at Adore Beauty. Dan has over 20 years' experience in e-commerce and digital marketing. Prior to joining Adore Beauty in 2018, Dan held roles leading e-commerce for brands such as Vistaprint, Officeworks, and Dell. Dan, welcome to the checkout. Thank you for joining us. We had a great conversation about everything that you and the team are doing in marketing at Adore Beauty and your background in psychology, which I found was fascinating. We're here to learn a little bit more about you. I've got 5 quick questions. Number 1, what's the weirdest thing that you've ever bought online?
A vibrating spider head massager from Temu.
Didn't know where you were going at the start of that sentence. What inspired that?
Well, Temu inspired that. Its CVP is to get you to buy the weirdest thing you've ever bought online, I think.
Yeah. And we talked about that in the main episode, how they've changed the game about everything driving us towards cart and changing those expectations for customers. So I love that you've been drawn into that as well. It's like you always find the marketers the ones that are the greatest to market too, right?
I'm a complete sucker. My wife complains about it all the time.
All right. Number 2, who is your favorite retailer?
I'd say my industry-led response would be Ulta in the US. I think they collide mass with premium, really strong site experience really well, and an integrated retail. I'd also say Dan Murphy's in Australia. I love the way that there's handwritten notes on products in that shop, that they sell everything from a really obscure French vineyard champagne to 4 million bottles of a really economical red. I think that there's a particular set of skills in that is quite a win.
Absolutely, especially at that scale.
Yeah.
Number 3, which e-commerce practice do you wish was history?
Asking me how many emails is okay to send a week, or how many SMSs, or how many push notifications. There is no golden number. You should ask yourself, how relevant can you be? How fascinating can you be to then support unlimited amounts of contact?
Oh, that's marketer's dream, unlimited contact, but it comes with a cause. All right, number 4, can you recommend a book or a podcast that our listeners should immediately get into?
Yeah, I'm completely biased here. I would thoroughly recommend that you get into Adore Beauty, Beauty IQ, Uncensored. It's been live now for quite a few years. It's regularly and most often been in the top 3 to 5 podcasts for fashion and beauty in Australia, and often ranks in the top 50 globally for the UK and the US. And there is no better place to start than our first episode that goes in depth on bum hair removal. So, yeah, get into it.
Glad it's a podcast, not a YouTube channel.
A podcast, not bum hair removal. Up to you.
Any tips for this little podcaster over here? You've grown those series of podcasts, 9 podcasts now. What have you got? Over 6 million downloads. What's the secret to getting a podcaster out there and getting more listeners?
Oh, look, I mean, I don't profess to be an expert in podcasts, but, something that I have liked doing is looking at the by-second engagement of our listeners and seeing where they drop off. I use a term called salting the content, which is you have to talk about things, particularly if you're a retail podcast, less so for you, Nathan, because everything you're talking about probably doesn't have I think people suspect retail podcasts as having multiple objectives. We're trying to sell something and we're giving them information. So I think you need to salt your content as a retailer, and that means providing information that is contrary to what maybe a retailer should provide. Talk about products you don't sell. Talk about topics that might be a little edgy or that are that your audience will love to hear, but might not be the done thing in retail.
Hence bum hair removal.
Salting the content is important.
Love it. And last one I have for you, Dan, finish this sentence. The future of retail is?
is customers. And by that, I don't mean, that as a cliche. As the amount of appeals to our attention, the number of different ways we can shop, the number of different things we can buy just exponentially increases, because it just will from here. Our brains can't handle it. Going back to psychology, our brains can't handle it, and we get a narrower and narrower focus and rely more and more on trust. So the task, the job to do for retailers is to acquire a customer and then build trust with that customer and not focus on the transaction. Don't acquire a transaction. To the extent that you focus only on ROAS, then you're completely short term, but also you're not going to win in a market where it's all about actually holding a sustainable customer base that isn't distracted, that understands your value and has a deep relationship with you.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be key.
I love that. Redefining customer. We talked about the double funnel. Obviously, you've got the funnel to conversion, but more important, that funnel to the depth of relationship in our main episode. So that's a great way to close us out. Dan, thank you for joining us on the checkout.
Brilliant. Thank you, Dan.
To hear more from Dan, jump back into episode 390, where Dan shares everything you need to know about app strategy, including how to avoid deletion by your customers. He also shares the do's and don'ts of SMS marketing and what matters most in the big game of ideas. Thanks for listening, and until next time, keep adding to cart.